exited the dust-strewn doors of the police station. The outback son of Dolby was now already burning his leathery worn skin. He always wore his beard and a Cooper hat. The copper was really acclimatized to the local culture. Damn, he was local culture. He stood to his Toyota and looked down the road and took a gander at some of the punters walking into the local tavern trading places. He jumped into his car, and as if fate would have it, a call came in over the two-way radio. Please respond to a shooting at the Roberts residence, Fred. He lifted the receiver with the same speed as a sloth. All right, on my way to John's place, he entailed. John Roberts was wearing nothing but stubbies and an unwashed singlet while wielding a .303 rifle in front of his home, and today he was on the piss, after he had a few too many. He came home and saw his wife Helga and decided to tell her exactly what he thought of her. Not a good idea. She threw her iron at him and he grabbed his gun. John saw Fred's vehicle come towards him, and with an unsteady aim he fired at the vehicle. Bang! The rifle bullet aimed and missed big time. Fred aimed back. Police, freeze! John jumped behind the trunk of a eucalyptus tree and then sprinted behind a rusted old tractor. John at this time aimed and let off another round that struck the deflated chassis of the farm machine. That's when he felt it, a row of teeth penetrating his skin. Instinctively, he waddled away and tried to see what had attacked him. John fell backwards. Looking up, there was a woman with a taser in her hands. I'm your new partner, Helen Warner. Dolby RSL. The back wall was displayed with an Aussie flag along with a flag of the Eureka Stockade, giving off a laid-back patriotism. There was the obligatory sense of steaks, palmies, and beer. Fred was hoeing into a steak like a wolf and glanced at his new partner. At 5'7", short, well-cut auburn hair, and an almost clean business suit for a woman detective. She was nibbling on a salad sandwich that she had brought from home. Fred decided to break the ice. So you transferred from New South Wales Police Service, and then you made detective in the space of 3 years. All that from pulling over oldies from going over the speed limit and stopping druggies, excess crap into their veins. All that down in Bondi. Why Dolby? She looked at him. I needed a change of scenery real bad and a bit of a challenge. Fred gave her a quizzle look. Couldn't find that down in South Sydney. Nope. I guess I was more interested in the drug culture of regional Queensland. I mean, I saw this TV show with Gary Sweet and thought, wow. Fred looked down at what was left of his food and contemplated who this was and why she was assigned to him. He decided to tell her what his walk into his own past was like. Well, for my part, I am a tried and tested copper. I also have a fancy backstory. My great-great-father was Thunderbolt. One thing that people don't know about him is that he was being chased by the police force. Something happened during that time. 1865, northern New South Wales. The vast shrubbery of the Australian bush could be seen as far as the eye could see. It is these landscapes where mythology was created and are passed down from generation to generation, where the stories of massive animals prowl the unbeaten tracks. Fred Ward pushed through the bushes, focusing on his objective, which was the mountain ahead. A mounted New South Wales police officer stopped at the edge of the ravine. In his adrenaline-filled mind, he quickly saw movement at the bottom near a moss-covered rock. He grabbed his Navy Colt revolver and bang! This immediately caused movement as the fugitive dashed out from behind the rock. The officer quickly aimed and fired on the shot. Missed. He then made a quickly timed jump into the same ravine and hit the ground with a forceful impact. As if by chance, he glanced to his side and a few meters to his right he saw a craggy cave. He ran to the cave to settle down. The cave itself was also the home to something else. This little creature was something interesting. It lived eons ago. Its spirit had crossed the great times. Its name lived on in the tellings of tribal elders. When it suddenly saw a figure appear at the entrance of the home, it thought maybe now it could share its soul with someone else.